Landmines played an important role during World War II and were widely used for tasks such as area denial and defense. The landmines commonly seen were mostly metal-cased, which could produce enough fragments when exploded and could maintain their state for a long time after deployment. However, the Schützenmine 42, referred to as the 42 type below, produced by Germany in 1942, was not like this. It was a wooden box landmine. In fact, the Soviet Army had previously equipped a wooden box landmine called the PMD-6, and the basic structure and tactical use of the 42 type were similar to it. Therefore, it cannot be ruled out that the Germans drew inspiration from the PMD-6. The structure of the 42 type can be said to be very simple. The mine weighs only 0.5 kilograms, and the wooden box is 120 mm long, 90 mm wide, and 45 mm high, with a lid that can be opened upwards. The entire landmine is composed of a wooden box, explosive filler, and a fuse. The material for the box is not very demanding, and wood, plywood, and particle board are all used. This means that durability is not a concern, and it definitely cannot be compared to metal-cased landmines. Its advantage lies in the wide availability of raw materials, as any carpenter can process them, requiring very little industrial resources. The box is filled with 200 grams of TNT, and the amount of explosive filler can actually vary. If the engineers do not have enough TNT, they can use a smaller amount, resulting in a slightly smaller blast. A small hole is drilled in the front of the box to install the ZZ-42 pressure fuse, which, when the wooden lid of the mine is subjected to 3 to 5 kilograms of pressure, can apply enough force to the fuse and ignite it. It must be acknowledged that the 42 type is not as destructive as conventional metal-cased anti-personnel mines, mainly because the wooden casing cannot generate strong enough fragments. It usually causes serious injuries to personnel who step on the mine during combat, but the injuries to nearby personnel are generally much lower. The 42 type can also be equipped with tripwires, which need to be tied to the fuse before being set. The explosive is triggered by the pulling force applied to the tripwire. This setting also has its drawbacks, as the mine may be farther from the target personnel, resulting in less lethality compared to direct contact. The 42 type has a very obvious advantage in practical use, as it has very few metal components, making it possible to be missed by metal-detecting mine clearance methods. The German army used the 42 type in the Normandy region during the war, causing considerable trouble for the Allied forces. The Allies' solution was to use military dogs for search, which worked quite well. The 42 type also has a problem, which is that the durability of the casing is very poor. The wooden casing buried in the ground cannot withstand long-term corrosion, especially in Europe's natural environment. Plywood and particle board materials cannot last long, especially during the rainy season, making the removal of such mines a major challenge. During transportation, the fuses of the 42 type are removed and placed in wooden crates. Typically, 20 mines are packed in one large wooden crate, and the fuses are only installed by engineers when the mines are deployed. The German army used many 42 types during World War II, especially on the Eastern Front in Europe. However, the landmines could not stop the Soviet army's offensive, and the Soviets often cleared minefields and recovered the TNT from the mines after the battles. The 42 type did not immediately disappear after the war, as it was produced in Czechoslovakia for a period of time. Later, a slightly modified version called the PPMD was also introduced, and it is believed that the PPMD appeared in military conflicts in Africa, possibly as a result of sales by Czechoslovakia.